This, where is it? I don't know if you can see it. You see the bump and the thing. Yeah, happens on my fingers now every winter. You know, I go through this uncomfortable. It's like a little rash and inflammatory thing in the tips of, especially these two fingers. These two fingers on my right hand that I do most everything with. It also did it this year with this one. See it? And it itches and it's inflammatory and stuff. And it comes every winter because of the cold. And when I do, and then it leaves. It comes and goes. It comes and it lasts about a month. Yeah, about a month, and then it's usually right around December, January, and then by February it starts to clear up because things start to warm up around here. But it's just a reaction to the environment and the way the toxins react during the climate. Well, the barometric pressure is very low. The plants are all dormant, and the pollution goes. So my body goes, get out, right? So that's why that explains why my shins and my spots, my two pockets that get out and my extremities on my shins are so uncomfortable and sore right now too. It's my body attempting to survive through the extremities to save the vital organs from genocide. So it makes sense. You just can't panic. It feels like that. They're killing me. They're killing me. Well, yeah, they are. Technically, yes, they are. Okay. You can't look at it and say, oh, they're doing everything right, so I live a long, healthy, beautiful life. No, Biscovich, Pictivi, Pictarvi, Jercardians, Jardians, Gibbledance, Giblets. And so, you're dealing with complete assholes. And for some ungodly reason, they just won't let it die. I guess neither one of us, you do, people, I know like a lot of people in my family in close proximity get real cocky because they're in close proximity to the Messiah. Okay. So, and you shouldn't, because like, remember that in the Bible, was it Elijah or Jeremiah? I can't remember, where the guy with the leprosy from the mines comes to get healed, and he came and he said it was your faith that got you out of the mines, and you're already starting to heal. So go back home and don't do what you were doing again. And he leaves all that gold and he says, no, don't leave it. It might have some of the stuff that a lot of my family doesn't have immunity to because they're not as strong in spirit as me and stuff. And so take it with you, and we don't need it. And one of his relatives gets cocky. Hey, I'm related to you, and goes gets the stuff and comes back, and it kills him. He has no immunity to the leprosy. He's like a Tudor, a Windsor, and a Romanoff, and he dies. Right. And that's one of the things is you cannot get cocky. Okay, when you're closely related to the Messiah, but you don't share the same spirit as he does, and he tries to get you to do it. But that's why they get cocky. And I tell you, that's why people around here, Stephanie, Michael, and Alan, at the real estate guy with his selling his parents' home, making money off his dead parents' home, were so cocky with me, and Joel, not Joel the Garcia, but the other Joel, there's nobody listening. The stutterer was so cocky with me because he felt like, oh, I'm surrounded, and they feel cocky to attack me because I'm like King David and I catch you taking young girls out into the desert and raping them in brothels in Mexico. I'll cut your fucking head off like Muhammad. Forgive me, Muhammad. I'll never do this again. I forgive you, and I know you won't. Those people. He was a terrible man. He killed all those Christians in Medina. Yeah, he did kill people that betrayed him to a bunch of raping, marauding hordes from Mecca. Yes, he did. Okay. They sold him out, and he told them don't do it. Same thing happened with Lord Saladin with the Crusaders. Don't sit there and declare your barbaric ways reality after I've corrected you. Because the people, the mullahs will call you on it, and I'll have to kill you because I told you Life's eternal, grace is infinite. God is not a possessive pronoun in your head. And you get in front of all your relatives and say, no, we're right. God's a possessive pronoun in our head that we need to kill for. And, and I'll have to sit there and say, I talked to the guy and he would tell him. And you're my friend and I love you and you're agreeing with me. So you better mean it. Life's eternal, grace is infinite. So if before the mullahs tomorrow you say God's a possessive pronoun in first person, I will cut your head off. But the spirit here is greater than the mind. And life's eternal, grace is infinite. And I will be sad that you decided to forsake your flesh for your ego and your tribalism. Okay? But you don't betray me. When I teach you not to get killed by these self-righteous, pompous hypocrites, you better believe that and take it back to England and France with you and never waver again. You got to understand how Lord Saladin works. You got to understand how David and Jesus work. I'm the sword. I'm here to turn mother against father and son against dad and a whole 9 yards, right? We don't fuck around. My dad, there's things you can say, but you must not be saying it right. Money's real. Money's time. Pay your taxes. We need more revenue. We need more jobs. Cost of living. You need not be saying that in front of children. Share, care, given accordance to need, built to last. This is the house of Psalms and Proverbs. This is the house that King Solomon built. This isn't Caesar. This isn't Rome. This isn't Pharaoh. This isn't idolatry. This isn't human goddom. Okay? This is the land of the Messiah, not the land of Pharaoh, not the land of Caesar. Okay? I was born in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Okay? I don't know if Coach Hinson was born here. He went to high school here. Yeah, he went to Las Cruces High School. He was a very nice man. When he met me at the alumni dinner things for the kids to help pay for the kids' meals and all that stuff, and the recruiting class was coming in, he met me. He grabbed my hand. He grabbed my hand with both arms, and held onto it and smiled and just shook my hand. And I'm so happy to meet you. I'm so proud to meet you. After I talked about Lori Paulson and explained to her that the people that were saving her from cancer were the ones that were killing her with their cancer treatment, like they did my mother. And Coach Henson quietly sat and listened, and he grabbed a hold of my hand and shook it and said how proud and honored and happy he was to meet me, and held on to it for about 2 minutes. Yeah, smiled at me. It's nice to meet you. I was always, I told him, we're fans, big, we followed your career and really enjoyed it, and glad that you came and helped salvage the program when it got, you're a really nice guy. Thank you for doing what you do for the university and the community. Well, you too. He's a sweetheart. I'll never forget the day that I met Coach Lou and he grabbed a hold of my hand, and looked into my eyes. Yeah. Lou Henson, his wife was sick with cancer, and he was too. He lived longer than Lori Paulson, but he had more money. I think he understood. Just like Lute and Bobby Olson. What killed Bobby Olson? The lifestyle in Tucson that she liked making pies for those kids so much. And kids, boys keep chasing girls to get a kiss. Grocery store, it's the supermart, and la-di-da-di-dee, la-di-da-di-dum. And the beat goes on, You gotta run to keep from hiding. You got one more silver dollar. Hey, you write that song. Willie Nelson did, right? Girl. But Sonny wrote his own songs. Funny. It don't matter, Some people write songs, some people can play songs, some people write songs, some people can sing songs, some can do both, some can do all three. Money still ain't real, and this is the house that Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. built, and not the whorehouse in Texas with all the money for the puppy mill, for the rape factories, and Juarez, and kickbacks from the military members in El Paso, and the people at White Sands that run it all. Yeah, no, those, it is kind of ironic, the psychotic Nazi German scientists at White Sands, that it's a poor kid from female German descent that's in their tyranny of elitism and their superiorism and their, the elite, the superior race and the elite intellectual race. It's like, you're not intellectually superior. No. Okay. I do science projects to manipulate people and kill them with manipulation through economics. Okay. I'm a white man and I'm like, Haile Selassie. Okay. So what's your point? They're genetically, yeah, I know the woke girls and this and that, and I get it, right? But no, it's the nature of the soul. People are affected greatly by their environment and their group. Okay. But when the soul listens greater than the mind and transcends the delusions of the flesh. Okay. Haile Selassie's brown and Earl's tan. Earl's peach. Patrick's tan, sorry. Yeah, I do tan though, yeah. Ah, man, I'm tired though. These people are vicious and mean. I got to go back out there and finish grabbing more wood. Yeah, I need wood for my settlement. No, I need wood for firewood. Dad always goes through and gets wood. I already got all the big branches and hauled them over to the thing on the east side of the orchard. I'll check the west. There doesn't seem to be a lot. I'll clean up the front and everything, and the rest I'll leave out for mulch. I told Dad that. Well, a lot of stuff we can just let them. If they're not real big, I'm just gonna let them mulch them. We got plenty of firewood, and we got more than enough. We got a big pile of it, and we need to whittle it down a bit. Yeah. And even if we whittle it down a bit, we still got a ton of it. And the nights don't seem to be getting any colder. But I'm working on that. On a cool night, just let me hold you by the firelight. If it don't feel right, you can go. I just want to be friends with good people. I know the whole thing with sexuality and intimacy and romance will take care of itself. It'll have to be with someone who's not shallow one iota and understands that I've been tortured by the most jealous, narcissistic perverts in the history of their business, right? Or in the business. And so, I have to have a very mature, beautiful woman who loves me for, you don't make me over, right? Now that I do anything for you, I did everything for you. I'm not Burt Bacharach, So I don't need more money for songs to say, Lord, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Isn't that what he commanded us to do, you knuckle fuck? Okay, thank you. Shut up. Tell Dionne Warwick, I said, hey, why did you have to be a heartbreaker? I don't think he wrote that song. But, you're funny. I know I am. But, being in front of large crowds with a lot of mass murderers that make lots of money, you guys really need to curb that brain chemical addiction. That really sucks really bad. All right, fill the stadium. The funny thing is when Malachi Nelson was talking about that, 40,000 at the Sun Bowl, because they want to fit in. They don't want to be mass murdered off the planet. We're like everybody else. There's so many people in El Paso that just want to, live peacefully, like the little girl on was that Boys in the Hood? Y'all motherfuckers gonna show up and do this with the little girl. I'm just wanting to have a good time tonight. Y'all gonna fuck it up if we drive by on a game and stupid shit. She was mad at him. Damn it. I'm trying to have a good time. It's like, yeah, you don't know black girls very well, do you? There's Mexican girls are like that. I think just girls that want to have a good time are like that, period. Yeah. We all came here to have a party and have a good time. It's my party and I'll choir if you want to. We'll do it outside. Stop being such a kill buzz. Just kidding around with, you know what I mean? And so, yeah, I was married to a girl who's running around the stairs driving much too loud. You better stop and look around. Here it comes. Old Susie Bear. Yeah, she's cute. But, yeah, no, yeah. And then, the other day when I said, that movie where the guy asked him, it was his grandfather, it was Kane's grandfather, it was Hughes Brothers, it was Minister Society. Tubi showed it to me. Yeah. Tubi. That's the movie you're talking about. That's right. Do you care if you live or die, son? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. No, Kane's a good kid. Dog, now that kid, oh, shit. Trey Lorenz, that's a crazy dead president collecting sorry ass motherfucker who screws around with too many women. We all know he don't look nothing like Frankie Lehman. I was like, why did they get him? Why didn't they get a kid that was not that physically? Frankie Lehman was not that physically attractive. He was not. He had a really nice voice, but he wasn't that physically attractive. So he played the girls because they played him. Because they only were with him because he could make lots of money singing. Trey Lorenz, that's a good looking brother. And so they made it look in the movie like, no, he don't look nothing like Trey. Trey Lorenz don't look nothing like Frankie Lehman. I don't know what the fuck the producers of that movie were thinking. Think they were thinking? Think they're thinking? What do you think they're thinking? I think the Frank Fence Post, I think they're acting like a fence post too. No, Frankie Lehman was not physically desirable or attractive, but he did get like 5 girls pregnant before he passed away or something, and I think it's because, y'all just dating me because I make lots of money singing. Otherwise, you wouldn't give me the time of day because you'd be trying to date the real hot basketball player over there. Hey, look, it's Cleo. Hey, Skilo, how's it going? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Well, Skilo's a cute kid. He's just short. He's just very short. He's a handsome little fellow. All right. Frankie Lehman was not really handsome as far as handsome guys go, although he may not be the man. So, no, he was not. If he couldn't sing, that'd be a lonely kid. Unless he looked at a girl that, she's lonely too. Lots of guys, homely girl, or, but he sat there and, okay. And he wasn't superficial and sallow. And he says, other guys may not think, but to me, you're the most beautiful woman in the world because you make me feel loved and appreciated. And when I am with you, right, I am everything I wish I could ever be, and more if it's not the way that and people got to understand that, that when someone loves you and appreciates you and you make them feel loved and appreciated, that is more beautiful than anybody at the Golden Globes wearing designer clothes, putting on a show for money for their dysfunctional sex life. Yeah. Uh-huh. The only reason you look at it, the only reason is I don't have my sex tape videos of Steffi or Amy. I deleted over them, and I don't have any naked pictures of them, or I would use them instead of Kim Kardashian and the Jenner girls. Or the Jenner girl. And yeah, why? Well, because my wife's didn't make millions of dollars off of putting naked pictures on the internet. But their business partners do. You don't have a wife. I take wedding vows very seriously. I take my wedding vows more seriously than you've ever taken a wedding vow day in your fucking pathetic existence in the last 10,000 years. You got a lot of nerve to tell me you're my friend, right? And why didn't I was sitting there thinking that the other day because I was like, man, why didn't he sing the rest of the songs like he's singing Lay Lady Lay? His voice ain't bad in that, but the other ones because the other songs are obnoxious and Lay Lady Lay is not obnoxious. Oh, so it fits the motif. Okay, he's being poetic. He's waxing poetic. Okay. Original Vagabond. Mm-hmm. The Madonna, the girl on the half shell kept him from harm. Okay. What happened to Joan Baez? Well, I think, did she pass away? I don't know. Yeah, my mom likes her. Yeah. I like a lot of her music too. Like all of them, they got a little bit of the ego problem there. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. That's bullshit. Forgive debt and trespass and love one eternal faithful peace. Whoa, did I write that down and just blow away? Well, we must be in Casper. Or Laramie. That's it, Laramie. Even for Army standards. It's windy. Yeah, it is. But they built the university first. And they built it in Casper or Cheyenne. I don't know. They beat them to the punch. You beat me to the punch. Maybe education was more important to the people in Laramie than it was in Casper and Cheyenne. And Casper and Cheyenne were busy trying to have the Science Social Club and be, the people that run the brothels and the oil fields and the cattle barons. And in Laramie, they said, hey, let's try education instead of dictation and legislation. And it didn't work out either way because we're still dictating and legislating because we're faking the funk with the fuck for the buck, right? Earl, I'm in a mood. Yeah, I'm in a mood. I'm a good person. So when I'm being denied the Lord's Prayer every faith-forsaken day, I'm in a mood. When I'll be in a better mood, well, you won't hear it. You won't hear it because we live in the Lord's Prayer. Why do I got to pick up this phone and talk your technology into being more like me and less like you? I long for that day. And then I'm going to the mountains. I'm going to hike. I'll really have to, I can have meaningful conversations with a beautiful brown-eyed woman that loves me. Yeah. Wants to go hiking. Has a garden. Loves her grandkids. We're going to show it. Grandma and me are going to show my dress for my quinceañera. We still doing that shit? Earl? Okay, sorry. Do some pottery? Not too much. You don't want a big collection of, hi, I'm expressing egotistically because I believe money's real and I impress stupid people with their money and their artsy fartsy stuff. Yes, knock it off. Okay. What are we doing? Let's dance and sing. Well, then you're being artistic, but you're not running around building a big accumulation of stuff and a place for your stuff and more stuff because you got a bigger place because you got more stuff, right? And stuff ain't real. Well, it is real, but money ain't real. So stop making lots of stuff for money because money ain't real. All right, love you too. I want to dance and sing. Okay, then go do that. Okay. Stop being so artistic. Farties. Okay, guys, I love you very much. I got to go back and do my chores. We'll talk later. I'll talk. You listen. Because you suck at listening and I'm an exquisite listener. That's why I'm talking. Okay, guys, I love you. All right. Peace out, man. We'll talk later.